Welcome to the WIHS Journal. On today's broadcast, I'll be talking to Paula Lapataskie. She's a missions outreach coordinator for the Grace United Methodist Church in Southington. Today we'll be talking about the ministry, Praying with Grace, the prayer box. Well, thank you so much for contacting WIHS about this great prayer box. And, I was looking at the picture, and it's so cute, to see that. And it kind of intrigued me a little bit, Paula, because I've never seen that before in all these years of ministry. So we know who, the Holy Spirit, who came up with the adorable design for the prayer box?
So the whole idea of a prayer box came to me from a Facebook post that I saw from another church. They actually had a prayer box at their church. And so I brought back the idea to my church to see what they thought, and all the members were really excited about the possibilities that this could be a new ministry for us. So one of the members came up with the idea to make the prayer box look like a replica of our church. So it actually does look like Grace United Methodist Church, just a little church. And everybody loved the idea. We have really talented in our church. So the member actually, he built a replica of the church, in the form of a prayer box, and then him and his wife painted it.
Awesome. Yeah, you don't really see that. So, why did you decide to use this particular method compared to the traditional email or phone call that people usually do for prayer requests?
So our church is located right next door to an elementary school, and it's also located right near a 55 and older community. So there's a lot of foot traffic near our church. So we figured with all the foot traffic and a lot of the traffic going by in cars, we have signs at both of our entrances directing the individuals to the prayer box. And we're actually trying to reach individuals that are not connected to any church at all to see if they would like to have Grace pray for them. Because any individuals that are connected with a church, they're bringing their prayer requests to their church. So we're hoping to connect to people that are not affiliated with a church at all.
Yeah. You've noticed that the community has been involved more with the prayer requests?
So unfortunately, we just started this. This is just brand new. I sent out the press releases last week. It's something that we're just starting, so we don't really know yet how well it's going to take off. Our prayer for our church is that I've asked everybody in our church family to pray that this ministry grows and people do use the prayer box to submit prayer requests.
Yeah. So is there actually a name for this particular ministry?
We actually don't have a name. We actually have a committee in our church called Praying with Grace.
Yep.
And before COVID, we would all get together and we would do prayer walks around town. We would meet at, let's say, like Denny's or a breakfast place, and we would pray together. So this actually came from that ministry. So it's really, I guess I would call it the Praying with Grace prayer box.
Absolutely. And for listeners who don't know, if you can kind of give them a depiction of what it looks like, because I have the picture in front of me, but they can't. So maybe you can kind of give them an image of what it looks like.
Yeah. So as I said, when you get to Grace United Methodist Church, the church is located on 121 Pleasant Street, and we have two entrances, and the prayer box is located on the Pleasant Street entrance. So there's signs in both entrances directing you to the mailbox. And actually, once you get to the mailbox, there's actually other instructions as well. So it looks like a church, and if you look in the background, you'll see Grace United Methodist Church, so you'll be able to see that it looks like Grace United Methodist Church. But there's also instructions right under the mailbox that say, to submit a prayer request, open the black box and fill out a prayer request card, then lift the door on the replica of the church and put the prayer request card in the slot, which will drop into a locked area. Lastly, sanitize your hands with the sanitizer, because as we all know with COVID, everybody needs to sanitize their hands, and I'm just concerned. I didn't want people not to submit prayer requests because they're concerned about COVID, which is why we're putting the sanitizer in there. And for people, there's so many reasons to pray today. There's prayers of joy and thanksgiving, prayers for individuals impacted by COVID-19, prayers for individuals with health challenges, prayers for those impacted by natural disasters, and just many more. The sky is the limit when it comes to prayers.
Absolutely. And so let's switch gears a little bit. In your own prayer life, I don't know how long you've been a Christian, but what kind of tangible prayers have you seen God do in your own life?
Well, I try and pray daily to God, actually multiple times a day. I actually have reminders set to help me remember to pray, because sometimes you just get so caught up in your daily life that, you don't mean to, but all of a sudden the day has gone by and it's like, oh my God, did I even remember to pray to God once? Whether it's thanking Him, every morning I try and thank Him every day for the blessings in my life, my health, my family, my job, so many different things. So, for me, God is crucial in my everyday life.
Absolutely.
And so, and that's why I just, our church wants to offer it out there to other people, because there are people out there that are not affiliated with a church that need prayers, whether it's for them or somebody else. And what a gift it is for somebody to say, you'll pray for them.
Absolutely.
I know when people tell me they're praying for me or my family, like it's just so meaningful and means so much to me.
Absolutely. So in this prayer request card, how will that, the person submitting the prayer request, how will they know that you're actually praying for them? Is there like a place where they leave numbers or anything like that?
They can leave their phone number if they'd like us to contact them. And then we've also said that, you don't have to leave a lot of details because God knows what our needs are. So as long as even if they just left a card with a first name, they can just be assured that we're praying for them. But certainly if they would want to call back, they can leave their phone number and we would call them back to touch base with them.
Okay, so this prayer request box that's outside your church, Grace United Methodist Church, what is the, for the inclement weather, how the request not to get wet or something like that?
Yep, so it's in a box and it's all enclosed and it's all sealed so they won't get wet. And we will have, so the actual prayer requests with the pen, they're actually in a Ziploc bag in case the water gets in the box that's below. But also once inside, that the prayer box will be checked weekly, and it will be unlocked by one of our members, and we'll be giving the names of the individuals that need prayers to our pastor. And every Sunday during our worship service, we will be mentioning the names of all the individuals that need prayer requests, and also requesting that the members pray for them throughout the week.
Awesome. I love this. I've heard of so many different, ways to pray, but this, is just so unique. So any details that I left out that, you would like to convey to our listeners?
No, just that, just really think about, if you have a prayer request, to think about, and if you're not affiliated with a church, to think about coming to Grace and submitting it. I mean, I'm saying that, we have a lot of foot traffic in the area, but that doesn't mean you can't drive from across town to put a prayer request in our prayer box. I mean, honestly, everybody needs prayers. It is really meaningful if somebody is praying for you or a loved one. And honestly, Grace United Methodist Church would be honored to include anyone in our prayers that needs it.
Yeah. So before we close, just provide again the address, the location, and everything for our listeners.
Yep. So address of Grace United Methodist Church is 121 Pleasant Street in Southington, and the prayer box is located on the Pleasant Street entrance to the church. And if you have any questions about the prayer box, you can call the church at 860-628-6996. And you can leave a message to have Paula Lapataskie call you. And since that's not an easy last name to remember, you can just say Paula L. And they'll know who I am.
Once again, that was Paula Lapataskie, the Missions Outreach Coordinator of the ministry Praying with Grace Prayer Box from the Grace United Methodist Church. Their idea is to have a box that replicates the church outside for you or anyone walking by to put in their prayer requests. For any more details, call WIHS 860-346-1049. The opinions expressed are those of the participants, not necessarily those of the staff or management of the station. I'm Anissa Porticelli for News and Public Affairs.